Hi guys, so I'll be taking a look at the latest generation of wheelbases from Simagic. This is the new Alpha EVO. Details are in the description below, including purchasing links. So I'll take a closer look at this new wheelbase, taking you through the main features, including the different power options you have to choose from, and I'll be testing it out with their wheels, pedals and shifter, highlighting any pros and cons to give you a better idea if it's worth getting or not. But before I begin, if you're new to the channel, hope you can support me by subscribing and hitting the bell icon to get notified of my next release. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Let's begin by unboxing and taking a look at the wheelbase. In the packaging, you get a quick start guide, some stickers, a power cable with a kettle connector, which has an inline on-off switch on there, a power adapter with a DC connector, a USB-A to USB-C cable, a USB-B to USB-A cable, a bag with screws, and underneath here is the wheelbase. Taking a closer look at the Alpha EVO Sport, it's a direct drive wheelbase, meaning the wheel is mounted directly onto the motor and all force feedback details are passed directly onto the wheel, giving the best racing experience compared to a belt or gear driven system. It's constructed entirely from aluminium alloy and comes in matte black. It's capable of giving a maximum torque of 9 Newton meters, and I've added the dimensions on the screen. The wheelbase is nice and compact with curved edges, providing quite a minimalistic style. At the front you've got a connection port which has a magnetic connector that will be used for future dash modules, providing a telemetry display. The axle at the front has a connection point which is used for connecting a wheel, where the wheels come with a quick release system, allowing you to quickly switch wheel rims in a matter of seconds. The surrounding area around it on the base has an LED ring light that can be customized in-game with telemetry feedback using the Simagic app, which I'll show later. The axle features a smooth rotation with no cogging, meaning you can turn it without feeling any uneven resistance or jerky movement, which helps to give a smoother motion when turning the wheel. It has grills on the front sides for their active cooling system, allowing the wheelbase to maintain an optimal temperature control. Coming around the back, you've got the connection points. So you have two input ports, so a USB-A and a USB-C, 8 RJ45 output ports, 3 USB-A output ports, a power input, and a button to turn it on and off. But for convenience, it would have been nice to have the button at the front or the side for easy access. Mounting wise, you've got 4 holes underneath to allow you to mount onto a sim cockpit or a wheel stand. And there's an optional desk clamp mount, as well as side and front mounting brackets, helping to give quite a lot of flexibility for mounting. There's 3 wheelbases to choose from in this range, with performance being identical on each one. The only difference between them is the max force feedback provided. So in terms of power, you have 9, 12 and 18 Newton meters available respectively on the wheelbases. Compatibility wise, the wheelbase is only compatible with a PC and there's no native console support, which is a bit of a shame, but there are third-party adapters you can get to provide this console support if you are after it, but not something I'll be covering in this review. But let me know if this is something you'd want me to cover in a future video. Taking a look at the P1000F pedals, in the packaging you get some stickers, a box containing a bag with a USB-B to USB-A cable, a bag containing some Allen keys, 2 springs, a wrench, and another smaller bag containing screws and nuts. There's a quick start guide, some more stickers, part of the pedal plate, a box containing some different rubber pads, 2 boxes containing connectors for the pedal plate, and underneath here are the pedals. Taking a closer look at the pedals, the accelerator and brake pedals are already mounted onto the plate, but the front part of the plate needs to be attached. So you'll need to line up the 2 long bars you get in the packaging, insert the plate, and then tighten all the screws on both sides. The pedals and plate is all made from an aluminium alloy metal. The pedals have height and angle adjustment, plus they can be moved closer together so you can add a clutch pedal onto it, which is sold separately. The pedals have a 12-bit high accuracy sensor and the brake pedal has a 100 kg load cell sensor with a solid build quality. I also have the haptic pedal reactor for both the pedals. Opening up the box, inside you get a bag containing an Allen key, a cable clip and screws. There's a set of instructions and the haptic pedal reactor with a round disc. It's all made from aluminium alloy. Setting up the haptic pedal reactor is simple. Add the metal disc to the back of the pedals, then remove the pedal plate from the front add the haptic reactor to the back of the pedal on the disc you already attached, and screw in the 4 small screws from the front on both the pedals, then screw the pedal plate back on. Remove the plastic caps from the mounting plate at the bottom and insert the cable from the haptic reactor into the connector. I've also got a clutch pedal, so I'll move the brake pedal along and attach it with the haptic pedal reactor, so I end up with a 3 pedal set here. Onto the wheels, there's 3 different options, with the first being a ready built wheel. There's a few options available in this range, and I've got the GT Neo Racing wheel. In the packaging you get a card which has a picture of the wheel on it. Taking this away, you have the wheel inside a plastic bag. Underneath this is a cardboard box which has a quick start guide, some stickers, and a bag containing a USB-C cable. Taking a closer look at the GT Neo Racing wheel, it's a 300mm diameter GT style wheel. The frame is made from carbon fiber composite material which feels solid, weighing just 1,100 grams. The grips are made from rubber which feels nice and grippy. On the front you have an RGB rev indicator at the top of the wheel and a number of different controls which consist of 2 7-way multi-position rotary switch, 4 rotary encoders, 2 thumb rotary encoders, and 10 customizable RGB backlit buttons where the color can be changed from their software. Coming around the back, you've got a Simagic QR50 quick release system allowing you to swap wheels in and out in seconds. At the sides you've got 4 aluminium paddles. The top 2 are magnetic shifters that have a nice tactile feel with minimal travel on them, and you're able to slightly adjust the positioning, so moving them in or out. The 2 lower paddles are for a dual clutch system which are spring loaded, which have a nice feel when you press down, and they're a comfortable distance away from the wheel. There's also a Type-C port at the bottom. I've got to say the wheel has an excellent build quality and feel to it. The second wheel option is to build your own custom one by choosing a wheel hub and paddle module, but you can leave this off if you didn't want any paddles. I've got the Neo X hub and GT Sport wheel. Just place the wheel in position and add the cover plate, then just tighten the screws to secure it in position. And finally, the third option is the QR adapter, which enables USB pass-through from third-party wheels that follow a standard 70mm hole pattern, providing a great way of integrating non-Simagic wheels while maintaining full button and paddle functionality. Now onto the DS8X shifter. Inside the box you have a quick start guide, some stickers, a bag with an Allen key, socket caps and nuts, a bag with a USB-A to USB-C cable, and finally the shifter. Taking a closer look at the shifter, it's made from an aluminium alloy weighing 2 kilograms, and I've added the dimensions on the screen. It's got the Simagic logo on the top and a switch at the side to change from sequential shifting to H pattern. In H pattern mode, it has 8 gears, including a reverse, with a pull-out gear lock, which ensures that gears 7, 8 and reverse are not incorrectly engaged. So you'd pull this up and then push it into that gear. It actually has quite a nice smooth motion when changing gears. Now switching over to sequential mode, and with this you'd pull down to increase gear or push up to decrease gear, with it again having a good build quality and feel to it. And coming around the back you've got a USB-B connection port. Coming over to my PC, and Simagic have their own software to help customize settings called the SimPro Manager, which you can download from their website. The user interface of the app is simple to navigate around, with a home page showing a selection of games you can launch and a quick view of the Simagic devices you have connected. So in my case, for the wheelbase, wheel, pedals and shifter, you're able to go into each device from here, or you can go into devices at the side, and this gives you a lot of granular customization. So for the wheelbase, you have steer, basic, mechanical and ring light settings, with the ring light providing in-game telemetry customization so the light reacts to certain in-game feedback. Over to the pedals, where you can calibrate them, choose between standard and inverted for your pedal installation. The basics tab allows you to adjust the dead zone linearity, and for the brake you can switch between load cell and angle. On the feedback tab you can see the feedback that's provided via the haptic pedal reactors, where you're able to either enable or disable the different effects. The light tab is only relevant if you purchase the optional RGB lighting to attach to the pedals. For the wheel you can adjust the lighting, brightness levels on the RGB backlit buttons, and adjust the lighting on the rev indicator. There's an option for calibrating and making adjustments to the clutch paddles, together with being able to switch between different game profiles. For the shifter, you can see the mode it's in and test functionality between sequential and H pattern shifting. And finally, in game, you can see the games that are supported, together with setting game profiles for each of the devices. Customization is only available via the SimPro manager, and there's no mobile app available, which is a bit of a shame. To test this out, I've got the wheelbase, pedals and shifter attached to my sim cockpit from Next Level Racing. This is the GT Elite, and my monitor is the LG 48GQ900 OLED gaming monitor, and I'm using it with a custom built PC which I built myself. If you wanted more info on that, check out the link in the description below. So let's jump into a race, and seriously, the Alpha EVO Sport feels really impressive. It features 3 main features in the wheelbase. The first is an ultra low inertia technology which helps to reduce load, allowing for a faster and a more direct response, helping to provide a more accurate force feedback, which I'd say it delivers pretty well. The second is ultra low cog technology, and this is where you get a slightly notchy feel when you're turning the wheel, and this is caused by an uneven magnetic field distribution in the wheelbase motor. But with the Alpha EVO, they've eliminated the inherent magnetic field difference, allowing the force to be evenly distributed, helping to give an insanely smooth and precise level of force feedback, feeling very impressive. And finally, the third is a new generation of force feedback algorithm that's specifically tuned to the Alpha EVO's ultra low inertia servo motor. The racing experience feels really insanely smooth and very refined, providing a lot of detail from bumps, curbs and the track itself, with you feeling subtle grip changes as you're going over different surfaces, which feeds back to the wheel really accurately. Size-wise, it's actually very compact, allowing you to easily bring your monitor closer up to it to get a more immersive racing experience. Noise levels are generally quiet, with you hearing a subtle hum with some noise from the motor as it's delivering feedback. The LED ring light on the wheel is an interesting idea. It works with the in-game telemetry feedback, giving me visual feedback when racing. You can pick it up in your peripheral vision, but seeing it really depends on the wheel you pick, as the larger wheel hubs tend to cover it up, making it feel a bit pointless in that situation. In terms of heat levels from the wheelbase, with sustained peak performance levels for a few hours, the base doesn't get too hot, helped by the active cooling system, and you don't feel any reduction in performance, which is excellent. Moving on to the GT Neo racing wheel, and this has a very solid feel with no movement when attached to the wheelbase, with the grips helping to provide a very comfortable experience when racing. All the controls are generally in easy reach, and the shifters have an excellent tactile feel with short travel, giving nice and precise shifting, with the clutch paddles having a comfortable feel to them. Testing with the Neo X hub, and this round wheel has a really good feel, and the controls position well for easy reach. The hub on this is actually pretty big in comparison to the GT Neo, and due to its size, it completely blocks out the LED ring light, so you can't see any of the telemetry feedback, which was an advantage with the GT Neo rim. One thing I did like about the rim was the indents on the back of the wheel rim, helping to make it feel more comfortable. The pedals feel really good and precise underfoot with a solid feel to them. The clutch feels good with the 2-stage mechanism for giving a good feeling when using it. I've tested the clutch in conjunction with the Simagic DS8X shifter, and the experience feels great. The brake pedal with the load cell works really well and feels more precise, feeling solid and rigid, giving a realistic braking experience, and you'd use a calibration option in the app to get the high point set depending on your usage. The accelerator feels smooth and retracts back really well when transitioning to the brake. Depending on the game you're playing, the haptic pedal reactors worked really well, giving you feedback on each of the pedals depending on the feedback you selected in the app. So as you're going along, you'll feel little rumbles coming to the pedal, which actually felt quite good. And finally, onto the DS8X shifter. This shifter feels amazing, with a solid feel to it, whether you're using it as a sequential or H pattern shifter. So actually I was really impressed with this one. Overall, the experience does feel awesome with the Simagic ecosystem, so really impressed with it. So in summary, I'm really impressed with the new evolved Simagic EVO wheelbases. built to a very high standard with a solid build to it. It has an ultra low inertia direct drive servo motor that provides impressive and consistent torque levels. There's 3 wheelbases available in this range, with them quite competitively priced, with them giving identical performance, with the only difference being the max torque level. Negatives wise, it's a shame Simagic is limited in terms of compatibility to a PC, but it would have been great if you could use it on a PlayStation or Xbox natively. But there are third-party adapters which can provide console support, but not something I've had available to review. But let me know in the comments below if you want me to review something like that. And it would have been nice if you could customize settings from a mobile app on the fly without having to go into the PC app. But this is not a biggie, as you can easily flip mid-game to make changes. Price-wise, it isn't cheap. So if you bought an Alpha EVO Sport 9Nm wheelbase with the GT Neo wheel and the P1000 pedals, it will cost around $1,100. But in terms of performance and build quality, this is actually pretty good value for money. So there you have it, you've come to the end of another video, and I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details are in the description below, including purchasing links. And let me know in the comments if you want to see a comparison with the Alpha EVO Sport against the Fanatec GT DD Pro and Moza R9. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. For those of you who've got to the end of this video, please leave a comment with Evo, as it's awesome to see who's got to the end of my video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on all my socials, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to be notified of my next release. Thanks for viewing, and see you in the next one.